Hello guys, welcome to my channel Commerce Compass, where I will be teaching cost accountancy, income tax, statistics and financial accounting. So stay tuned and hit subscription for more amazing content. Let us start with today's topics: data handling in statistics. So this is our first class on statistics. So we will start from the scratch. What is statistics? What is statistics? What is statistics? Statistics has been defined differently time to time by different author. Statistics has been used, can be used in two sense. Can be used in two sense. One is plural, another one is singular. In plural sense, it means numerical facts. Numerical facts called data. In singular sense, it is used as a methods like collection, classification, etc. So, thus statistics can be defined as a collection a science of collection, classification, presentation, analysis and interpretation of data is called statistics. Okay, so statistics is science of collection, classification, presentation, analysis and interpretation of data is called statistics. So statistics deals with numerical data. The data is the soul of the statistics. As per source of data collection, data are of two types. One is called primary data and another one is called secondary data. Primary data are numerical information or numerical fact which are initially collected from the primary source or field of inquiry directly. The authorities, in that sense, primary data are original in nature. The authorities collected the primary data or published the primary data are themselves responsible for collecting of them. As for example, RBI monthly bulletin issued by the Reserve Bank of India, textile monthly bulletin issued by the Textile Commissioner of India, Railway Board annual report published by Railway Board, Ministry of Railway, Government of India. In other sense, secondary data are numerical facts which are initially collected as a primary data by some agency, but subsequently it has been used by another agency for some other purpose. That means data collected by some agency, used by another agency, or data collected for some purpose, used for another purpose, that can be defined as secondary data. Like economic survey published by Ministry of Finance, Government of India annually is an example of secondary data. Then abstract, statistical abstract published by CSO, Central Statistical Organization, is also an example of secondary data. Now, after the collection of data, there are so many methods of data collection, that is questionnaire method, observation method, all these. We are not going all these details. Now, after collection of the data, primary data, after collection of the data, next task is to classify the data. There are several methods for classification of data. That is, main four methods are used for classification of data, on the basis of quantity, on the basis of quality, sometimes on the basis of geographical region, and sometimes on a time scale basis, that is in case of time series data. Now, after classifying the data, next step is to present the statistical data. So presentation of statistical data mainly done in three ways. One is textual presentation, another one is tabular presentation, another one is graphical presentation of statistical data. In textual presentation, it is statistical data are present in text form. Say in 1975 in a factory there were 7,500 workers, out of which so many were women and so many were men, and out of which so many percent were member of a trade union, like this. It is text form. In tabular form, in table form, data has been presented. So there should be a table number, a table heading, row heading, column heading, proper source of data, notes. That way tabular form presentation has been done. In graphical presentation, there is a separate chapter. There are various methods for graphical presentation of statistical data. Line diagram, bar diagram, pie chart, bar chart, and in case of continuous data, there is histogram, polygon, cumulative frequency polygon. There is a separate chapter we will take up later and discuss in details. So there are another way of classifying the data on the basis of characteristics of the data. Another classification on the basis of characteristics of the units of the data. On the basis of characteristics, data can be classified into two. One is quantitative data and another one is qualitative data. Quantitative data are such type of data which can be measured physically. That quantitative data is called variable or variate, like number of car accidents, number of families, etc. Qualitative data, on the other hand, cannot be measured numerically. This type of data are called attribute, like colors, say red, green, yellow, sex, male or female, intelligence, nationality, occupations, literacy, etc. This type of data are called attributes. So variable or variate can be divided further into two. One is discrete variable and another one is continuous variable. So discrete variable, where it holds absolute number, full figure. Say number of families in a locality, number of children in a family, number of students in a class. This type of data are called discrete data or discrete variable or discrete variate. And another one, continuous variable, is value within a given range. shape, weight, height, rainfall, temperature, prices, etc. All these data are called continuous data. So I repeat, on the basis of characteristics of the data are divided into two. One is quantitative data and another one is qualitative data. Quantitative data are called variable or variate, which can be measured, and variable or variate are of two types. One is discrete variable and another one is continuous variable. Discrete variable, it holds absolute figure like number of children in a family, number of students in a class, like this. In other way, continuous data is hold value within a given range, say weight, height, rainfall, temperature, prices, etc. Qualitative data on other hand cannot be measured physically. It is like color, sex, male, female, intelligence, nationality, occupation, literacy, etc. So which cannot attributes or qualitative data which cannot be measured numerically. However, such attributes of a group of people can be counted and the items may be classified. So these are the types of data. Now we will take up an example and to find out which one is continuous data and which one is discrete data and which one is qualitative data, which one is quantitative data. Let us take an example. So let us take an example whether the following information are qualitative, that means attribute data, or quantitative data, that means variable. If variable, whether discrete or continuous. Okay. So let us take first one, age of a child. So child age is measurable, that is quantitative data or variable. So this is variable. If variable, whether discrete or continuous. So age is not an absolute number, it may be 2 years, 3 months, 5 years, 10 months, like this. So it is not absolute numbers, it is a continuous data. Continuous variable or continuous data. Continuous. So monthly income of an individual, it is also measurable. Okay, it is also measurable. So it is also variable and continuous data. Continuous. Okay. Mother language of a student, it cannot be measured. So it is qualitative data or it is called attribute. Okay. So skin color of an individual, same, it is do. This is attribute. Okay. Average size of a agricultural land, this is obviously measurable, variable, but it is continuous. Continuous data. Okay. Let us take more example to identify whether it is continuous or discrete. Take more example. Honest politician in India. So honesty is a quality. So it's a qualitative data. That means it is attribute. Right. Then number of accident of a factory. So it is countable, but this is absolute number. So this is variable, but it is discrete variable. Religion, this is qualitative data, that means attribute. Okay. The number of students in a class, this is measurable, that means variable, but it is absolute number. Okay. So it is discrete. Speed of a train, this is measurable, but it can take any value within a range. So it is continuous. So we have discussed different types of data, types of data, primary data, secondary data, data presentation, classification, and division of data, qualitative, quantitative, discrete data, and continuous data. Okay, so this is the end of the class, and next day we will discuss some other topics. Okay, thanks.